So, AI is running incredibly hot right now, literally. I mean, conventional data centers are actually at risk of melting under the thermal load.
Yeah, it's a massive, massive physical problem right now.
Right. Well, welcome to a new deep dive. Today's mission is exploring a research report from pvtIQ on Empyrion Digital, and we're unpacking how this massive thermal challenge is physically reshaping the Asia-Pacific region.
Because, when you run a modern AI model, you're tapping into thousands of GPUs processing tasks simultaneously.
Which takes a lot of juice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That kind of dense parallel computing generates just an enormous amount of heat. We're seeing power loads pushing past 20 kilowatts per single server rack.
Wow, wait, 20 kilowatts?
Traditional data centers simply aren't built to cool that.
Right. I mean, just blowing cold air through the room doesn't cut it anymore. It sounds like the difference between trying to cool a high-performance car engine with a desk fan versus, I don't know, pumping coolant directly through the engine block.
That is actually a great analogy. And that's exactly what Empyrean is doing. They're building these massive hyperscale campuses. Like they have this 200 megawatt site in Johor, Malaysia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it's built explicitly around advanced liquid cooling technologies to solve this exact thermal issue.
So how does that work in practice? Are they like running liquid right up to the computers?
Basically, yes. They're utilizing liquid-to-air energy exchangers from the ground up. Instead of trying to chill the air in an entire massive room,
Which is super inefficient.
highly inefficient. Instead, they bring the cooling liquid directly to the specific server rack where the heat is actually generated. It absorbs the thermal energy instantly and then, exchanges that heat into the air outside.
That makes so much more sense.
It's a fundamental shift in architecture. I mean, retrofitting an old air-cooled building for this new level of extreme computing just isn't effective.
But, okay. Plumbing, specialized liquid cooling into brand new massive campuses across network-dense hubs like Seoul and Tokyo, that has to cost an absolute fortune.
Oh yeah, it requires immense capital.
Right, and looking at pvtIQ's proprietary metrics, they give Empyreon a SMART score of 4.3 out of 5. And that seems heavily driven by their huge equity round, right? Like $828 million in June 2025?
Yeah, that 4.3 SMART score directly reflects their ability to secure that upfront liquidity. You need that to even compete in this space. They pulled in nearly $1 billion in equity and green debt from global institutional investors.
Which is huge.
Exactly. That capital ensures they can actually execute a multi-billion-dollar development pipeline without, stalling out halfway through construction.
I do have to push back on that a little bit, though. Almost $1 billion sounds impressive, sure, but when you look at the broader market, legacy global incumbents like Equinix or Digital Realty, they're spending tens of billions.
True.
So how does Empyrion's specialized strategy actually hold up against giants with seemingly endless pockets?
Well, they survive by aggressively avoiding direct competition for generalized cloud hosting.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, Empyrion's entire model is high-density AI. By securing critical land and power in severely supply-constrained Asian hubs before the legacy players can pivot their massive operations, they lock in a very specific, high-margin customer base.
So they're grabbing the prime real estate while the big guys are stuck turning their massive ships around.
Right. The giants simply can't retrofit or build specialized liquid-cooled facilities fast enough to capture that same niche.
Which brings up the elephant in the room. Every time you run a complex AI prompt, you're demanding a surge of power and water from one of these high-density facilities.
Yeah, the environmental impact is significant.
Exactly. And Empyreon is scaling this massive infrastructure, but pvtIQ only gives them a sustainability score of 3.3. So why the gap if they're supposedly so advanced and efficient?
It really comes down to data granularity. I mean, they do have excellent efficiency targets. Their liquid-cooled facilities are aiming for a power usage effectiveness, or PUE, of 1.30.
Which is pretty good, right?
It's very good. That means very little power is wasted on overhead operations like lighting or inefficient cooling fans. They even have the BCA IMDA Green Mark Platinum certification. But the industry standard is shifting. It's moving toward granular, hourly, carbon-matching data.
Ah, so it's not enough to just say, hey, we bought clean energy this year. The market wants proof that this specific spike in power you used at like 2:00 p.m. on a Tuesday actually came from a renewable source.
Exactly. Top-tier industry leaders are starting to provide that minute-by-minute technical data. Empyreon has the green by design architecture in place, sure, But until their reporting matches that extreme level of transparency, their sustainability score won't hit a perfect 5.
Right, that makes total sense. It really highlights how Empyrean Digital is actively building the physical framework for the AI boom.
They really are.
They've combined this high-density engineering with massive institutional capital to carve out a dominant niche in Asia, even as they work to, refine their real-time sustainability reporting.
It's just a relentless race, right? Balancing raw computational power with infrastructure efficiency.
So next time you generate a quick image or summarize a document with AI, think about that specialized liquid-cooled footprint your request just activated in a hyperscale campus thousands of miles away.
Yeah, it's not just magic in the cloud.
Right. And as our digital brains demand more and more processing power, what happens when the physical limits of land, water, and grid power simply can't keep up? Something to think about.